celebrating the world's most popular sport. This is Ultimate Soccer. And now your host, here's Soccer Steve.
I'm wearing red. I'm really wearing red. And we all play for Canada, and the head is shaved, as I told you it would be for game day. Well, what can you say, guys? 2-0 on the road in Honduras. Does it get any better? No, it does not. We all play for Canada. Boy, I tell you what, I was kicking every ball, heading every ball, saving every shot, just like Bojan. Bojan with the 3 amazing saves. We'll talk about that as we go through. But a physical battle, a feisty battle, and a stadium with not really much of a crowd. That's because Honduras people, they know it's over and they weren't going to spend any money on this one. What, to watch yourself lose at home? I mean, come on. You're playing the Canadians. We got to kick your butts. And the 8-1, that 8-1 is now history. Buried. It's payback, and we paid you back royally. All the kicks and all the nastiness and all the off-the-ball stuff, give our Reds credit. They never buckled, and they never reacted, and they kept to the game plan. And I'll tell you what, fantastic. Looking at two different halves. First half, counter-attacking Canada, go a goal up. Tajon Buchanan breaks in from the right, cuts in left, cuts out right, cuts in left, goes back right, gets past the defender, puts what you would say was a really normal kind of looking cross across, and then the defender gets his head, his knees and his feet all mixed up, and in the back of the net it goes 1-0 Maldonado for Honduras, but he scores on his own goal. Beautiful, beautiful start, and that took all the nerves right out of the game. After we get the goal, I'm like, that's the start I'm looking for. We got the 1-0 I'm looking for. Now, I don't want to sit for 80 minutes and just play defence. We got to get in there after. We got to keep pushing the issue, and like this flag, we got to go at them with pride, because this is our time. And sitting top of the group again after 9. Boy, I tell you what, I've watched football all my life, but this Canadian team really makes me want to watch every second. And just like you, I'm loving it. So, first half, physical battle. We get the go-ahead goal. Tajon, great work. Got to say, he doesn't have to go down the line, but he does. And I've been looking for Tajon to take his man on and beat him. He did it beautifully. Cross goes in, as you know, own goal. Half-time 1-0, but in between then, I've got to say, Steven Vittorio holding that back line straight as a die. All 4 guys in sync with each other, not giving anything up. Every time the ball came to our defence, boom, it went out the other way. No messing around. Another tactic that you might want to look at, this new age soccer, pass and move out of defence and pass and move into midfield and pass and move up front. Canada doesn't do that. Canada is playing long ball out of defence. Goal kicks, they're going halfway or at least into your half. Nobody's channeling it along the side unless we already have possession. If we got the possession and we're transferring the ball from side to side or up front back to the defence, we're moving the ball around, then we'll keep playing the ball around. But from the goal kicks, and if there's anything dodgy, you noticed in this game especially against Honduras, it was kick it out when in doubt. And it's a great tactic. Kick it out when in doubt. The possession game didn't really work as much as I thought. It was 50-50 by the end of the game, in my estimation, but we could have had a bit more ball. Anyway, it is what it is. We dealt with the pressure. We dealt with the no crowd, because the Honduran fans were not into it. We gave another disciplined performance, and I'll tell you, 3 points in Honduras, that's the first time since 1985, only the second time that Canada's won in Honduras. You got to wear that cap and put the feather in there and be proud and start walking tall, Canada. Start walking tall. Literally, walk tall. We are absolutely going to the Qatar World Cup. I've been saying this all along. I've had a lot of people on the sidelines going, you're mad, mate, you're mad. There's no way we're going to get there. They're not saying that anymore. They're not saying that anymore. All the abuse that I got in the early days for just speaking what I saw coming, no one's abusing anything I say now. We've got everybody on the right page and we've got the right people on this channel. Big time Canadian fans. You and I, we know what we see, we know what we're talking about, and we know what we want to share, okay? So, we are going to go to Qatar. We only need another 3 points out of 15. And we could literally qualify in this window with 7 points. That's what I'm looking for. The next 3 games in qualifying coming up in March, we could use all those games to let a lot of the guys that haven't played too much get some real minutes. Because our squad is as good as what is in this competition. We got a first starting 11 for sure. And we got a first starting bench as well. But some of them guys on the squad, in the squad, that haven't got big numbers, they need to get into this. So the final 3 games, if we get these 7 points in this window, the final 3 games, Johnny Herdman can absolutely say, hey, you want to play? We're going to give you some time. And I see that happening in the last 3 games. I really do. But you got to say, the first half, physical battle, we got the go-ahead goal. Going in at half-time, you might have thought the referee was a little bit, You've had that referee before in qualifying. He did exactly the same in this game that he did in the last game that we had him. And sometimes you got to think, he doesn't really use the carding system effectively. Some of the cards he gave out against players were rather quick in the draw. And then some of the repeat offending fouls, I mean, there is a red card in the game. And the referee, in my mind, could have used a red card throughout that game twice. 1 in each half. But he didn't, and he kept the game alive, and he kept the entertainment alive, and he stopped a potential riot happening in that tiny little Honduras crowd. I'm very surprised with the Honduras crowd. I really thought there would be more, but that tells you exactly what level Honduras soccer is compared to the 44, the 54,000, the 28,000 coming up in Hamilton. What would have been 24,000 is now 12,000. So we are well supported across the country, Canada. I mean, hey, I've got a smile on my face. I'm telling you now, guys, I'm probably speaking 1,000 words a minute, but we're going to Qatar. That's the end of it. These next 5 games, we're going to put more displays in. We're going to score more goals. We're going to pick up more points. And like I say, we're good enough to finish first. We've got to hold on to first. The next game against the Americans in Hamilton on the 30th, this Sunday, we can win that game. But a draw probably is all we need. Nice place to be, hey? What a nice place to be where we can say, you know, we could win that game or we could draw it. And it really won't change the future. We're going to go to Qatar. We sort of sat back a little bit. One thing I want to bring to the fore is Johnny Herdman's substitutions. Fantastic. And when you see them substitutions, he's planning substitutions over 3 games. You see, he doesn't want everybody to play 90 minutes. He doesn't want burnout for someone at game 2 or someone at game 3. So he's spreading the load. Clever cookie, Johnny. Clever cookie. Love what he's doing. Substitutions were absolutely fantastic. The goal that really killed the game, an absolutely spectacular finish by Jonathan David. Go back to the Panama game with Alphonso Davies. He keeps the ball in play, destroys Panama's day. Alphonso, whoa, Alphonso, whoa. He keeps the ball in play, destroys Panama's day. You remember that goal when Alphonso kept the ball in, yada, yada, yada. Swivels left, swivels right, swivels left, bang, in the bottom of the corner where the keeper can't go. That was absolutely one-man goal on his own. Jonathan David was one man on his own also in the other end. And the way he took the ball down, like the pass was at least 35 yards to him at centre field. He chests it down, beautiful skill. It comes down, he takes that perfect first touch, escapes from the defender, does a swivel, and in at the last second, flicks it over the keeper. I mean, what a finish. When that went in, I was like, oh my life, I can't believe what he just did. But we are 2-0 up. We've won this game. We've got 19 points. No pressure now. Just kill this game, see it out. And with Johnny Herdman and the great tactical changes that he brought in the last 20, and I told you the last 20 was where we were going to get ahead. It happened. But Johnny Herdman guided our guys perfectly. And I got to say, there's 2 guys that stick out in my mind for man of the match. There's 2 guys that stick out. Steven Vittoria, I thought he did a fantastic job at holding the line, keeping everybody straight. We had no problems dealing with the whole 90 minutes plus. Every time Honduras went left or right or down the middle, we had it covered. It might have looked a little anxious or frustrating at times to see Honduras getting so close and not really getting anything. And I mean frustrating for the Honduras fans. but it was great for Canadian fans, especially Bojan. 3 magical stops. The first one, first off, he literally jumps through air, low down, and stops the ball going past. If he doesn't make that stop, the forward goes past, it's 1 apiece. Brilliant there. And then, second half, a stop he shouldn't make when he dives down to his left, and he makes that save down by the post. He should never be getting there. World-class save, Bojan. And hey, it's still 1-0 Canada. 20 minutes later, another beautiful cross comes in from Honduras, smashing header, and this time it goes the other way, and Bojan, the big right hand, stops it again. Honduras can feel aggrieved that they haven't got 3 goals on the night, but we have a goalkeeper in net that stopped them doing anything. So great Bojan. And Steven Vitoria, I'm going to say one of those guys is the man of the match, and it's only because Bojan made 3 massive saves that I'm going to give Bojan the man of the match. Otherwise, it would have been Steven Vitoria because he generalised everything perfectly. He was the man at the back, he made it happen, and he stopped anything that Honduras wanted to throw at us. Got to say, Bojan, absolutely fantastic. And Bojan gets the man of the match, even though Jonathan David scores the wonder goal. I mean, he's doing what he's paid to do. Jonathan David scoring goals. But Bojan's doing what he's supposed to do too. And if you add the numbers up, Jonathan gets a goal, Bojan makes 3 massive saves. I tip the scales just to Bojan, and it's not always a goalkeeper gets your man of the match. But on this game, Honduras 0, Canada 2, my man of the match is Bojan. He absolutely deserved it, and I tell you what, he saved us a few times. Remember that goal line save? Commonwealth Stadium, Mexico in the dying seconds. That goes in. It's a 2-2 game, and the whole group looks totally different. You have to think now that Bojan is fantastic in net. He saves our butts. And even though Croupeau is a great keeper in defence as well, in behind Mr. Bojan, we got great backup in the goalkeeping division. So, Bojan, man of the match. Mr. Croupeau, great backup keeper. It's going to be hard to get time, but man of the match, Mr. Bojan. Fantastic performance. 3 mega saves. Oh, unbelievable. It's talking points now. One of the things I really want to look at is that you see a lot of teams playing the tic-tac-toe or pass and move from defence when they're taking goal kicks, or when they're moving the ball from defence to midfield. If you've noticed Johnny Herdman tactics, he doesn't like that. You know why? Because he doesn't want anybody coughing up the ball and giving up a sloppy goal. I salute that old-fashioned tactic. It's like old soccer. Goal kicks, launch them to half field or into their half. Anything on the sideline, defenders, just kick it straight down. And as I said in the pre-game, don't get caught in the middle. We didn't get caught in the middle. That was one of the keys to the game. We played wide and we played long. And it wasn't long ball football. It was tactically smart. And we made Honduras run around. We made the ball do the work like I said we should. So, great performance by the team. Everything went really as it was, pretty perfectly. And I don't think you could have wrote a better script. The effort, the desire was all Canadian tonight. And don't think for 1 minute that Honduras weren't fighting. Are you sure Honduras, you really saw Honduras kicking it and going for it? And they couldn't break us down. That will tell you the depth between Canada and Honduras. Yeah. And 10 years ago, it was the other way around by 8 goals to 1. And we go to the same place and we beat them 2-0. Monkey off the back, revenge, payback. You got paid back in buckets. And we didn't rub it in. The Canadian boys were very, very straightforward, very classy, and did not get into it. They kept their heads, they kept it together, and they knew they were in a frying pan down there in San Pedro Sula, but they kept it together. Fantastic performance, fantastic game management by the coach as well. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at the table after 9 because the news is really, really, really good. Tonight could have gone a little better on the points, but we all wanted to see Costa Rica and Panama, and we wanted to see Costa Rica win. And I'm saying, last video, all they need is a 1-0. They're good enough to get it. 1-0's all they need, and this is Costa Rica fighting for their lives. Well, guess what? Costa Rica were fighting for their lives tonight. And Panama, I literally say this much. They broke down the door and they tried to get through and they had the shots. They had the possession, but Costa Rica didn't break. And then they took a goal against Panama on the break and it's 1-0. And there's 20 minutes of agony for Costa Rica to ride it out and see if they can last. And it does. It lasts. 1-0 Costa Rica on the night. Absolutely fantastic. The other 3 games, America takes out El Salvador 1-0. Mexico comes back and wins 2-1 in Jamaica. That's Jamaica dead and dusted. They're out of it. And Canada 2-0 on the road. Looking at the group, Canada's on top with 19. And I tell you, it's 19 big points. The USA on 18. Mexico 17. Panama still on 14, but Costa Rica's now on 12. 2 points behind Panama. 4th slot is really up for grabs. Costa Rica saved their butts tonight. Can they keep going? I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens between Panama and Costa Rica for 4th. But as we stand, Canada is 5 points ahead of 4th spot. That's what we need to hear. We need to increase that over Panama because by the end of these 3 games, I'm calling for the 2 wins and a draw, remember? By the end of these 3 games, we're looking to qualify. The next 3 games, I'm not interested in qualifying. I need to have it now. We need to get qualified before them 3 games. No doubt about it. But it went fantastic tonight. Costa Rica did us a massive favour. And you got to say, it's exactly what we wanted. I was hoping that Jamaica could have held on against Mexico. It wasn't to be. And you kind of expected Mexico to come and pull it at the last second. And they were losing. So it shows you that Mexico's not done and dusted. They're not buried. They're still fighting. The US had a bit of a tough time against El Salvador. We actually walked all over Honduras for most of the game. Whether it was in offence or in defence, we had it handled. And Costa Rica, as you heard, they beat Panama 1-0 to sit 2 points behind Panama on 12. I tell you, it's getting close. It's going to get closer. But as we look at it now, this is a magical day for Canada. And right now, I've got to say, it feels like this win has pushed us so close to qualifying. You can touch it. You can touch it. It's going to be an interesting game at Hamilton. America, we know all about them. They know all about us. We're still on top. They're going to come into Hamilton with some measured respect against Canada. I'll give you all the details about the pre-game coming up in less than 24 hours as we keep this ball rolling. But Sunday's coming fast. It's Hamilton. It's 12,000 fans. 50% capacity reduction. But it won't stop Canada fans making a lot of noise. And I'll tell you something else on those ticket sales. A lot of the Canada fans that I have spoken to who were a little bit mad about not having a ticket, well, now I'm getting in touch and people are getting in touch with me saying, hey, you know what? You won't believe it. But that ticket that I had to give up because Soccer Canada said, hey, we're going to resell all the tickets. We've got to do it over. Well, I've had a few people say, you won't believe it, Steve. I actually got a ticket again. And I tell you, if you use the app and you don't go to the website, that was the way to do it. So you hear guys have got tickets again. I'm hearing more and more Canadians have got tickets. I want it to be a sea of red. A sea of red. I don't mind any American fans being there. No, I don't. Not at all. But I want to see a sea of red. And I want to see Canadians wearing shirts like this. We all play for Canada. Yes, we do. Whether you're sitting at home or you're sitting on a plastic seat freezing your bum off in a stadium, or you're driving your car, or you're in a truck going across the country, whatever you do, we all are watching this and we all are part of this. And I tell you, it feels absolutely fantastic. You should work tomorrow with a different frame of mind no matter what you do, whether it's going to play a round of golf, driving the car, going out with your mates, meeting the wife, seeing the girlfriend, whatever you do, work big tomorrow, because I tell you people, we really are on and up. We are so on and up. So I'm going to shut this down. Next coming up is the pre-game Canada-USA from Hamilton. I'll tell you what I see coming. And we've got some good stuff coming in that next show too. So, top of the group, in first, after 9. Who would have said that before? I don't think anybody would have said that before. But that is what is happening. And Canada, get glued to it. Get used to it. Because this ain't going to stop overnight. We're top. 5 games to go. And I tell you, we just took out a really difficult trip down to Central America. And we looked damn good doing it. Enjoy your day today. whatever you do, walk high, have a chip on your shoulder, Canadian fans, because we all play for Canada. And tonight, we got it done. And the boys in red, they ain't going to stop till they get to Qatar. And I tell you, we're going. We are going. We're almost there. So enjoy it, guys. And next up, the pre-game. Canada, USA coming up real soon. Thanks a lot, guys.
This is Ultimate Soccer with Soccer Steve.